Hey everyone, it's Matt, and behind me there you see an Evenflo Symphany deluxe car seat. Now we've done Evenflo Symphany car seats before, done a few of them actually over the years. We've never done one with the new sensor safe technology. Now sensor safe technology is designed for providing you a reminder that your child's in the car, so every time you start the vehicle, for example, and the chest strap is clasped, it will sound a little chime. Likewise, when you turn the vehicle off, when you shut the ignition off, it will sound another chime reminding you that the child is in the car and for you to take them out of the vehicle. This was done on Evenflo's part to help some of the problems you see that come up every summer or wherever where parents accidentally leave their children in the vehicles, and it's just an added layer of safety. So this seat is an all-in-one, as most Symphony models are, which means that you'll have use from about 5 pounds to kind of the end of the line, which is 9 years old, or 110 pounds. It's a 3-in-1, so it's 3 stages. It's for the rear facing, it's for the front facing with the 5-point harness, and then it's for the booster phase as well. So the sensor itself on the car seat is located in the chest harness, which means that it's probably good for about 4 years. That's when they recommend that you start moving over away from the 5-point harness into the actual booster phase. And the sensor itself is actually a little module about that big that hooks up into your ODB slot. So I'm going to take this car seat inside, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, as well as show you how the hookups work, because it actually has the Sure Latch technology, which you may have seen before in other seats, but if you haven't, I'll show you. So let's take a look. Okay, so I'm not actually going to spend a lot of time talking about the car seat itself, because you've seen Evenflo Symphony seats in my previous reviews. And what I'll do is I'll link to a couple previous reviews and videos, just because it's pretty well the same. It's a 3-in-1 seat, so it's got the little latch underneath here that allows you to set the angle of the seat for rear facing or for front facing. It's got the usual sliding latch chest harness that you see. That's the sensor safe piece there, and it actually synchronizes up with a little sensor here in my hand. So this is what fits into your OBD slot in the vehicle. The OBD slot, I'm going to show you how to hook this up as well, usually located underneath your steering wheel. So a couple other features that I wanted to talk about is that the seat does come apart. If you need to take the fabric off, there's some little latches and little tether pieces all around the seat, and it just fairly easily comes off. A little tight around the cup rests and cup holders here, but you can sort it out. Side impact tested, as all Evenflo seats tend to be. Also, we've got the optional headpiece here. It does come with an optional seating area here to fit an infant properly. I've left that in the box. One last thing here is your universal anchor tether system. So it's the Sure Latch system, which Evenflo, I believe they're the only ones that actually use a system like this. So rather than having your normal universal anchor tethers, there's a whole system where you can just push this in and it clips in. And if you need to unclip it, you just press this button here. So this button always stays engaged as long as the UAT itself is not engaged. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's got your usual run of safety features, but really the thing that I really wanted to speak about in this video and in this review was the sensor safe. And so next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how to install this, and then we're going to move to actually showing you a demo where I'm going to take Charlotte to daycare while she's sitting in the seat, and we're going to go through the noises that you hear to remind you that your child's in the car with you. In order for you to install your sensor safe, you have to find the OBD port in your car. Most vehicles, you tend to find them down here underneath the steering column. In some cases, you might find it over there. This is a pretty standard Toyota Corolla, so it's right here. All I'm going to do is flip this open here, and you're going to install the sensor just like this. Now, depending on the type of vehicle you have, it's either going to make a noise right away, or it's not going to initialize until you've started the vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to come back, and the next time I start the vehicle, I should get the noise from the sensor. All right, well, we're heading to daycare, and it's the moment of truth.
car at the trade.
I'm not sure if you heard that noise right at the beginning, but that was the device engaging with the car seat. So now we're going to drive to daycare. And what should happen now is when we turn the vehicle off, the car seat should actually engage and make and remind me that Charlotte's in the car, and it'll make a noise within about 2 seconds. Now what it says is that as long as the vehicle's been driven for at least 30 seconds and has been driving for about 5 miles an hour, the sensor should automatically engage. The sensor will also automatically engage in the event that Charlotte undoes the chest strap. So let's get going. Okay, so we're pulling into daycare now, and I'm just about to park, and what should happen is when I turn the ignition off, the vehicle, sorry, not the vehicle, the little module should ring out and remind me that Charlotte's in the car. Ready to test it out?
Yes, can we bring the backpack and my puppy?
Yes, we'll bring the backpack in, but we're ready to test out the car seat noise?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. That's kind of neat, huh?
Yeah.
So what it's doing is it's reminding me that you're in the car seat and that I need to take you out.
Try it.
Are you ready to go to daycare?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Just a few last notes while I'm driving away from the daycare here. The sensor is designed to cycle itself every 12 hours, and all you have to do is open and close it. Now, it is recommended to preserve battery life that you do keep the sensor in the open position, and that you don't keep it closed. Now, it wasn't clear in the instruction manual how long the battery life is, but I would imagine that you'd never need to replace the battery, because realistically you're only going to need that sensor safe for probably a couple of years. It's part of the 5-point harness, so you'll end up removing it, probably when your child's about 4 years old, and you won't need it anymore. One thing that I did find a little bit challenging about the seat was the initial hookup for the front face. So you won't really have any problems with the UAT hookups on the rear face, but on the front face I found that there wasn't really a lot of slack. Chances are, you may not need it anyway, and you can probably belt path, but I did find that a little bit odd when I was hooking it up. And I couldn't really find a way to fix that. But the SureLatch itself is really good. It's probably the best, probably the best system I've ever seen, because it just makes it so easy to hook up your universal anchor tether part of the car seat. It's pretty amazing, especially with the way that it locks and latches. That is the Evenflo Symphany Deluxe with the new sensor safe. It's now available at Best Buy. I'm Matt. Please subscribe to the channel. You'll always see more car seat reviews like this, and I'll definitely see you next time. Take care.